Here we go. Here we go. It's Friday night.
I'll be right back. I got to turn some lights on. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll be right with you. Right
It's
with you.
Friday night and we're live. Mm-hmm. Earl and Savage Girl. Here we go.
Heck, I guess I should have kept the other light on too, huh?
Say that again.
Do I need the other light too?
Actually, that light is good. Well, as long as it's not, it's sort of like, yeah. So when you, yeah, if your head is there, then you're good. But that sun is like coming down and it kind of glares, but you're good right there. You're
Okay.
good. Screen. So we were talking right before we came on live, and I was telling you that tonight India had her very first official date.
And
And
how did you feel as a mother with your youngest daughter preparing to date?
I don't, it's kind of scary, really, but I try really hard, um, with all the kids not to, um, be too anxious about what they're doing and I try not to see it too much through my lens of my experience, so I was excited for her to experience something different, um but at the same time kind of familiar, so it was it was really cool.
Different?
I was like, wow, we this is another like milestone. And really, look, she just turned 16. So the fact that it's taken until now, or, that it's just happening now, some will say that's kind of late or whatever, but right on time, right on time for
Okay.
her.
And
And
you
I'm,
said you met him?
I did briefly, but not till after the fact. And so I was glad, first of all, that it was an official thing, not like just them meeting up or hooking up. So the way it all happened is she met this guy at work, and one of the people she works with, one of the guys she works with, one night he came in with his friend group just to come to the restaurant, to the pizza restaurant. And the guy who India went with tonight, he was with the friend group and saw India, asked her for her number. And India, instead of giving him her number, she said, "How about I'll take your number? Um,
Woo!
talk to you
That's
because
my girl. That's my girl.
just to kind of see." So, however it worked out, I guess she ended up calling him. They exchanged numbers. They've been talking, whatever. And so then he asked if he could take her on a date. And then she asked me, and I was like, "Well, I think that will be okay." And I asked her just how much did she know about him. Knew that he's a senior. He goes to Lakeside High School, which is a great high school here.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it kind of said a lot about him, them coming in. It wasn't, the place where she works is not like Subway or nothing like that, so it's kind of upscale, uh,
Well, I give props first of all for the young man asking to take her on a date as
mhm.
opposed to saying you want to just hang out
Right,
or or immediately asking to come to your house.
right.
That was one of the things that and it still bothers me to this day. um, when I got out here to Phoenix, I signed up on the Facebook dating app
Hmm.
and was getting, some conversation or whatever. But, most of the time I swipe left because, it was Enrique and Julio and, like, no, I haven't gave up on my black race yet. So I'm going to wait on Julio and them. Plus,
Right.
green chilies and I don't get along at all. So I'm really, really trying not to have to eat Mexican food all the time.
Okay.
But one of the guys that I was talking to, I enjoyed speaking with him. And then he called me one night and he was like, I'm just trying to get up with you. He was like, I'm trying to come where you at. I said, well, remember, I explained to you that that because of where I live and his recent heart transplant and everything,
Mhm.
we don't open it up, for people to come in.
Right.
And he said something that was I, I didn't understand what he said. And then I asked him a question like, where did you tell me you were from again? Because I was trying to, to put it together. And he was like, look, I'm this type of man. What the man say, and I put it down, and that's how you. And
Mm.
I was like, oh no. I said, I've already explained to you, why I'm not entertaining here at the home. So, find something else that we might be able to do.
Mhm.
And, he hemmed and hawed and said a couple of more things. And he was like, you sound like you still love sick, like you trying to get over somebody. And
Mm.
I suggest you go ahead on and do that because right now you ain't ready. I was like, click, block, delete
Mm.
the profile
Okay.
because sometimes I think that people think that when you sign up on a dating site that you are really, really desperate. I'm not desperate at this point in time.
Mm.
And it's probably for the best since we got all them other little background issues that's going on for now. But I was looking for the opportunity of just being able to have a conversation, to be able to
Yeah.
chat back and forth. You know, we can meet and have coffee somewhere or, but people are not doing that anymore.
Not as
And
much. That is very true. So I was surprised as well that this guy was like, take her on a date. They wanted to go to Atlantic Station. And I'm like, you know what? We didn't go to Atlantic Station when you were here,
what
but
is
we
Atlantic Station?
go. It's in Midtown area, and it's a nice, like a lot of restaurants and there are hotels. There's a movie theater. There's bowling. In the winter, or it might be even that they have ice skating down there. So it's just a lot of it's a shopping area too. So a lot of
Okay.
stores and eateries, but it's a nice place just to be and kind of hang out. Um,
Okay.
well, they met at Atlantic Station and they went to a movie. And when I was dropping her off, I saw him walk up with his mother. So I thought that was really cool. So,
Oh, yeah.
because he does drive. India told me that he drives, but she was like, "Yeah, on the first date, I don't know about him picking me up and right, but she was thinking all the right things. Um, and he
I'm
does
so
drive.
proud of
He
her.
doesn't have his own car, but his mom brought him, and she had her poodle like with her, whatever. So at Atlantic Station, there's so much to do. She probably just went on to some other restaurant or whatever, and I dropped India off, did some other things, and came back. And I met him officially when I came back.
Okay.
Uh, he walked her to the car, but he paid for everything in the movie theater. Then they went to eat afterwards, and he wanted to pay for the whole meal. But me and raising my independent children, India was like, for the meal, she offered to pay her part. Because she just wanted to assert her independence in doing that. So, um,
The only thing and I understand, but
but
the
she,
only thing
I told
that
her that she should have just let him do what he was gonna do, And she was like, "Yeah,
yeah,
just didn't even think." I said, "So the next time, then it's because I was like, it's okay to be treated, So I hope I didn't, teach you." But she was a conversationalist. She liked him, so I have a picture. I'm gonna um. I'm gonna show the picture, but she was like, because when I came to pick her up, she was like, she didn't say I was embarrassing her, but I know that made her feel. She's like, "Oh, mom, you're gonna take a picture." But it was his first official date too. Like, so, that says
I
a lot about
that
both of them.
is that is really awesome, and I'm glad that she's had that opportunity to to meet a young man that is actually um uh, uh, I guess I'm gonna say a Southern gentleman. You know,
Very much so.
and one thing I I had in my past, I had turned down people offering to buy dinner or whatever simply because I felt that that would come with something else in
Right.
the end. So,
Hmm.
you know, I was like, no, I'm good. You know,
And that might, yeah, that might have been it for, but yeah, he's definitely not that guy. And India is such a good judge of character. And I asked her, um, and I knew by sort of like the school he went to, the type of student he's interested in being an engineer. And
woo,
I asked her, does he play sports? And he plays tennis. That's it. He's an only child, and he lives in the home, with both his mother and father, and he's, pretty normal guy. So this is, look, I mean, see, can you see?
oh,
Yeah, I'll
okay,
send it to you,
that'll
but
work. I'm really glad. I'm happy for that, and I keep thinking about just how life continues on. It's almost like sometimes I get morphed into the past because I listen to the songs that I've downloaded as opposed to listening to the radio and hearing new songs or,
right,
you know, choosing Pandora and letting Pandora pick songs for me.
yeah,
So there's a lot that I have yet to learn. Um, um, but um, I, when I think about how much people have grown, my grand goddaughter will be going to the second grade this year,
wow,
and it's like time doesn't wait. One of my other nieces, I found out that she's expecting,
oh wow,
and I called her and I was like, I thought we agreed that you was gonna tell me when you was gonna start talking to boys. I said you went from not talking to boys to being pregnant, girl. What happened in the middle? And she's like,
right.
TT, she said, this is 2022. I graduated from high school in 2020. So I've been talking to boys since then.
Okay.
And then I called her mother to um to ask her mother how she felt. And her mother is the baby of, let me see, Lavoy, Gerald, Rhonda, Regina, Michael, uh, Walter. She's the baby of seven.
Hmm.
So she didn't experience the same kind of a life that her sister that I'm friends with had, because
Okay.
like she said, by the time Niecy came along, uh, mom and dad was through spanking butt.
Yeah.
So this is and I asked her, how did she feel, and she said she's nervous but excited. And I said, that sounds about right, and if there's anything that I can do, let me know. I told her that I'll be closer because I'll be just 8 hours away as opposed to being, so far out here on this end. And
Yeah.
I just can't believe that people are, I guess I'll be expecting time to stand still like it is for me. And then you look at these children, or even a better judge of how time changes. Last year when I got here, Jerome couldn't even go up and down the stairs. He was in the bed trying to heal. And now
Mhm.
this man is up and down the stairs, out at the pool. He was
Yeah.
able to travel with his wife. So it is just,
And that's a powerful remember because as I am dealing with a really challenging time in my life, the good thing about that is it's all momentary. It's just time does pass, things do change, and sometimes when I feel like the days are almost impossible to get through, you realize you can get through them, and then
oh
you'll
yeah,
be some days ahead and be like, wow, like I didn't think I would make it past this point or this day or through this situation, but but you do, if you can just see through from moment to moment.
But
uh
sometimes it's so hard though, because I can remember times that I would be getting off work from the post office and be just dead beat downright tired, and have to walk from the bus stop home. And I'd be like, man, I don't know if I can make it, but my steps got smaller, but I
mhm.
just kept going through.
Yeah,
And I think that is what has gotten me to the point of where I am now, where I do what I need to do just to get through.
yeah,
But that's not that's not conducive. That's not healthy,
right,
because without me handling those things the way I
right,
should have, they just get bigger. Because
yeah.
a decision to not do something is a decision.
True. Yeah, it is. It is. It definitely is. I was talking to Imani about that today. She's kind of dealing with a rough time. We all are in our own ways. And I was telling her, actually I was having a thought earlier today, that as I was thinking about this live and just thinking about where we're going to be going as we move into podcast mode, just thinking about, a lot of times on Facebook and on Instagram, I share things, and probably I share a lot of positive things, but for me, it's never been about, you know, definitely not trying to flex. I don't really have that kind of life. Not trying to flex on anybody and show like, I'm doing this and that. A lot of times when I'm sharing, I'm doing it for myself. So I can look at myself and see what so I can make note of progress and things that I'm doing in my life that really do count for me. So I can look at me. It's really a big conversation with myself. And if other people benefit from it or inspired by it, or hate on it, whatever, that's all secondary. But it's really more exercise for me. Like, even just living out loud, saying things out loud, it feels so much better, because for so long, real things I just kept bottled up inside. So, but what I'm gonna start doing is really sharing.
Hold on, Nisi.
Uh-huh.
Um, go ahead, because I didn't get things for me. I got stuff for the house. You know what I'm saying? So, well, yeah, but I mean, it's there in case we need a handful while we wait to go get some more. You know what I'm saying? Just a little snack. That's all. You see the wings and stuff right there too. The wings and stuff right there too. I went to Sam's and Clown. I've
I
never spent
see.
4 hours in a store before. And girl, I was riding around in my little handicap cart. Do you think
Uh-huh.
I want a handicap cart of my own, my personal
Just to have.
rascal. Yes, and I wanted to have the horn on it like an 18-wheeler, because people do not respect you riding in those buggies. I'm like, you see me coming, make room. But anyway, um, I spent quite a bit of time at Sam's today, but I've never been in Sam's and seen things for $2, $3, $4, $5.
Oh,
So, and then at the same time, I'm saying to myself, you have you have other things to do. But then I'm like, but it's $2. You know what I'm saying?
that's pretty good. Yeah, because it don't be cheap when you go in Sam's.
Right. And I
But
finally found some reasonable sweet grapes that taste almost like cotton candy grapes. So
oh,
I've got that as a snack, because I realized that I have been an emotional eater, and I've been eating the wrong things at the wrong time.
okay.
This past week, when the other people that live in the house wasn't here, I mean, I clown, and it wasn't no need for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No need for it. But then
Yeah.
I'm still wrestling with this entire thing that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
it's 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 mm, it makes you really start to try to prioritize what's important to you and what you will and will not accept. And I
Yeah.
guess I'm really, really proud of India because she's already setting the groundwork for the type of dating lifestyle she would like to have. And
Yeah.
that's excellent. And I'm
And it
glad that she gets a
feels
fresh
so much
start.
better.
Right. And by the time I get there, then we can have ask auntie questions, again, and just be able to share and encourage still.
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking forward to it.
happy for that. And as I was saying, I'm gonna start sharing. Well, and it really starts here with this, like share great things, but share moments, challenging moments, like real life. Because I think that's important. I think it's so important. I was telling Imani, encouraging her to share her story about being at another end of the spectrum. So I have Jay, who is autistic, like learning disabled, and moderate to severe. And at the other end of the spectrum, I do have Imani, who has Asperger's, which is a very high functioning form of autism on at the opposite end of the spectrum. So she has like some of the same social anxieties that he has, and misunderstanding of social cues and things like that. And it's something that she can talk about her challenges with mental health. As we know, mental health problems are hereditary, and
You know
being
what?
in that struggle.
We could have talked all day without you saying hereditary because I think that that is one of the reasons why I am still shaking my head at the entire um, meeting, my mommy for the first time
Right.
because man, if this is my future, and I've told you how I sometimes see myself in Jay. And I
Yeah.
think about how quickly we make decisions without giving it a second thought. And then to look at Jay and actually almost be able to look and see the wheels turning and then it not being able to come out.
Yeah.
So
You
I
know,
feel it. I feel it both.
yeah. Imani
I
has
see
a
both sides.
definitely bipolar disorder that she works with. For me, um, definitely anxiety, and depression are there. I do have aspects of mania, but it's not really like a bipolar thing. But it's there. India picks up on the anxiety a lot. It's just no mystery. The terrible anxiety about things. And I always say anxiety is like that thing. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Like when you have it, I have it to the point where times I can't eat, I can't think, I can't do anything constructive. And it's like the ideas just take over. And as much as I want to stop them and I want to feel calm, I just don't have it. It's
Well,
just not there.
it's funny that you say that because Shanice, I still to this day am not amazed, but I'm just still in that discovery period of glad that we're sisters, and I
Hmm.
see so much of me in you, and so much of you know
Hmm.
because for me, my anxiety, it feels like it chokes me and body slams me.
Hmm.
I can't breathe. I feel as if I'm about to pass out.
Hmm.
I'm sweating profusely. Um, and I'm like, I can't do this, and it was so hard at the post office to push myself to get out of the house, and when I was really going through my for real depressive times, I remember the psychiatrist, she said, so why are you here? And I said, I got 5 trains that are all trying to get on the same track. So
Mm,
I need you to slow the trains down, or I
mm,
need you to help me open up more tracks,
okay.
because it go for me, it goes from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. And then
Mhm,
I've gotten so far away from what I was originally started with. And that's one of the things I have a problem with when I start to write, because I'm writing and then I remember something and then I put that in and then I forget what I was doing before because now I'm on a new tangent.
mhm,
So I was talking to my friend the other day, and I wonder if I truly am. That's something I'm gonna have to find out, if I am bipolar, and if that was the reason why I have lost
mhm.
so many jobs. I can't. I was like, it ain't no job that I quit. Well, it's a couple. I quit 2, but out of 75.
You say, oh shoot, wait a minute. Yeah, yes, yes. I
So
really get that. I get it, and it is hereditary. That's why it's worth us talking about. Unfortunately, it's not a situation where you can just, oh, forget the past. We're starting here, and it's everything, because so much of the past, there are keys to what you need to know to move forward. You
yeah,
know,
but you also can't just sweep it under the rug
oh,
and
you can't.
act as if nothing has occurred.
Yeah,
Because for a long time I was so settled with not finding out the other information.
yeah.
Okay. I got wings. I'll fry some wings here. Yeah, I'm sure. I'll fry some wings here. Yeah, I'm sure. It's raining too, so be careful. Okay. Okay. Just making sure everything is everything. You know how we do. We do
Hmm.
what we do. Um,
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
You were supposed to put me on camera.
Oh, okay.
your camera ready though. Yeah, your camera ready though.
The braids. Braids look nice.
How?
No, I was
She
looking at
said
your
your brain.
braids. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
last minute job.
Girl.
Did your sister tell you what I
No, I
what?
have. I got the picture to show her though.
Don't show her that
I'm gonna
picture.
have to.
Don't do it on live.
Oh, I'm not gonna do it on live, but I gotta send her the picture. Uh,
It's a whole
um,
story that goes with it.
Time.
kind of, sorta. Um,
Yeah, well,
I'm just hoping that I can get
yeah, I did.
healthy,
I'm not sure exactly what that was.
It
and I
starts
think,
here. It starts
well,
here.
yeah, I think that that's gonna work though. Bring around family for real. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always been around families, but now that I'm actually belonging to a family,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do no wings. I don't have no oil. That's the one thing I didn't get. Shoot.
What do you want?
Um, I don't know. I'll figure something out. Um,
Because then you do some air fryer wings. Maybe that would be too much, though. That's time consuming.
it is. I spent entirely too much time at Sam's for real. But and that's probably a mental situation, because I put all these things in my cart and then I'm riding around and I'm like, no, you really don't need those. And then I go to put them back and then I put 3 more other things in there.
Yeah,
It
I do the same thing. I do it in Walmart. I can do it easily, but it keeps my mind occupied sometimes when I'm going through.
but
Um,
that's why I like to do my shopping online, because I can put into the cart the things that I know that I definitely need,
mhm.
and I don't have that opportunity to look and find more stuff.
Yeah,
And
unless you just sit there and put stuff in the search engine and
yeah, Yeah,
And
and I basically get the same things over and over again. A creature of habit. So
yes,
I'll be curious to see, how our dynamic will change because Jay and Carl will be the only two men in a household of one, two, three, four women.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. He's out there now, listening to music. I'm gonna start taking my hair down, so we're all on this hair thing. I guess I'm
Okay,
gonna take it down by the end of the weekend and touch up my color and figure out what I want to do next. And India wants butterfly locks, so I'll be
okay.
doing that as well. But
You know what? That's really shocking how we all have this knack for hair and nails and fashion and jewelry and just all of these things. We are a very talented bunch.
oh yeah,
And I can't wait until we start to pull, more things together. I'm
mhm.
looking forward to it. I really am.
Oh yeah,
I
that's gonna
really
be
am.
definitely awesome, especially as we start putting these ideas together. And like I said, as we get more focused in our sharing, I think it's going to be great. And as we share on different topics and do different things, I think it's all going to be great. Something great had to come from all of this. I knew, as I was driving going to LA in April, I was already going through a really challenging time. And just finding all this out was God's way of telling me to hold on. You know, help is on the way. You're gonna have to be in it for a little while longer, but I'm sending in the big dogs.
I still am kind of shocked at how everything came to pass, but I'm just glad how we were able to meet and sit down and chat, and it was just nice and genuine, and I enjoyed that.
Oh,
And in my past family relationships, I haven't been the best at keeping the lines of communication open, but that is really different between you and I. I don't feel uh, that it's a task to have to call you or anything like that. I'm interested in what's going on, what are we going to do, and how's everybody doing. So
right.
this is a good change for me, but at the
Yeah,
same
same
time,
way
I
for me.
I
Same
do
way.
know that I am going to have to um, rein it in and figure out what I want to do and how I want to go about the rest of my summers that I have left. And from what I understand, I have about 29 to 30 summers left. So 29 to 30 years. I'll be 83 years old, 82 and 83.
Okay, okay.
So,
I'm feeling you there, and could be more than that, but I feel exactly the same way. I'm not good in keeping in touch a lot. Period with too many people because it's just the way I've always been. But this is different. Anybody can tell you. Even my closest friends will tell you. I don't talk to them every day.
oh, hold on, Shanice. We got
Okay.
take
Well, all right. Well, now it's just me. I think Earlene is going to chime back in a little later. But what I was saying is that I'm really going to, well, I always share honestly, but I think I work hard to um, keep it as positive and polished as possible. And I think I might want to do things a little bit different. You know, in the interest of just honesty and transparency, and really it's about being honest with myself first. um, it really is, and sharing so that my life might not only be a light, but a testimony of truth and what's real. Um, Being willing to be vulnerable, um, and to share those vulnerabilities. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And again, I think I want to start making things a lot more focused as me and Earlene do these Earl and Savage Girl like podcast meetings. So some days we'll talk about relationships, another day we'll talk food and recipes, and then we'll talk family, talk mental and physical health, but really be focused in terms of what we put out. So this us being live like now is just us sharing our sisterhood journey, and how that's going, and everybody can kind of just see us talk and share, and the things that swim around in our minds and in our hearts, and we're able to kind of flesh some things out, and just do it in this open forum. We are going to also, there she is. Okay, so
Okay.
I was just sharing with our audience that we are going to start having some, what I'll call is some after dark sessions. And whenever we do those, where we want to talk specifically about sex or do a lot of cussing or whatnot, we're going to move those to YouTube. And that's really easy because all I have to do is end the stream on Facebook and take it over to YouTube, and then make sure that we do that with 18 and up only.
Okay. Well, let me tell
Because
you something about that after dark situation. I remember when I was maybe freshman or sophomore year, one of my classmates, I will never forget this.
mhm,
Uh, he used to, because guys couldn't pick me up from my house and I would walk to school, he would wait for me across the street from, where I was so that I could ride to school with him.
mhm.
And it I was doing everything I could to anyway, I wound up, passing notes back and forth to him. And he was saying things like, I can't wait to do yeah, 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 yeah to you. And I was
Mhm,
like, yeah. And then in return, I could do yeah, 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 yeah. So
mhm.
I'm almost Zane like when it comes to creating short sex capades
Okay.
and stories. And, I, I, I um, I, yeah, we are a very creative bunch, very much so. And I can't wait to spread out more and to show, just how family works.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm really excited about that. So, and I think it's just this a pretty nice dynamic to follow. There will be times where I'm sure we'll have to talk about things concerning our mother, but it's good to know that our existence isn't, well, I can't say our existence isn't totally dependent on her, because it is, but just the type of relationship that we have or develop really doesn't have anything to do with that. She
Well,
helped.
I still think that she really didn't understand the fact when I was explaining to her that you know, we've been friends this entire time. The same schools, same teachers, same functions. You
Real.
know, like I've watched Imani dance. I've
Yeah.
watched Wendell dance and his poses and all of those things. I watched
Yeah.
you on your trip to Africa.
Mhm.
I was there for them. And
Yeah.
again, when you did the monologue, that just spoke so loud to me, and I was like, oh my God, with the same shit, or same things.
And it's
So
weird
I
because when she said something to me, like I already knew you were in Arizona, like because likewise I follow everything, so I'm like, oh yeah, she moved. I know that she's in Arizona. She's not even in St. Louis right now. Just
Mhm.
keeping up, really keeping up with what's going on, and so I mean, all of that.
It's not a forced relationship that you and I have. And I say forced um because in some situations, especially when you're into other families, you kind of have to try to find commonalities,
Hmm.
find out, get in where you fit in, basically. And this was a case of, I don't need to be nobody but just me.
Yeah,
It's just me.
there's
And,
relief
and
in that. Yes.
yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah.
But I am very thankful for all of the opportunities that I've had in these different families. And I'm looking forward to blending. When we get to St. Louis and we get the rest of my stuff, there's people that I want to introduce you to. You know what I'm saying? There's people that you still want to introduce me to.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
it it is a truly relationship that now has a title to it. Now this is sisterhood. So and it comes natural. I don't feel like a big sister. I
Yeah.
just I just
Yeah.
I just feel like we're on the same tangent. We just happen to be family.
Right.
So that works. I do want to hopefully get to the stage of being able to try this Fenty makeup, because
Oh yes.
when y'all get together and put your makeup on, you look very, very good. And I want to make sure that I fall in on that also.
Yes. I love
Um,
Fenty. I have, severe eczema and sort of like whatever they call it, the whole Michael Jackson thing. So I have that, like,
vitiligo. Hmm.
yes, where I have some spots or whatever blotches on my skin and face, and Fenty really just evens that all out without making it a big caked production. So I really
Well, see,
appreciate that.
now that you mention it, let's talk about this makeup stuff for real, for real, for real, for real. Okay, went to cosmetology school. We really didn't focus on makeup. But while I was in school, I did work at a place called Glamour Shots. And if any of you out there remember, Glamour Shots is a place where you come in with clean, dry hair. We style your hair and put your makeup on, and then you go in and you take these headshots. Okay. So
Right.
I learned how to apply the makeup, to accentuate the eyes and all those kind of things. But this stuff they doing now, do you know? I would be really, really upset at nowadays when I'm thinking and I'm talking to this beautiful woman. And don't get me wrong, because you can be beautiful without the makeup as well. But these people that do these before and afters, I'd be pissed because you don't look nothing like that.
Right.
You don't look nothing like this picture, especially the lady that don't have no teeth at the top. She was like, I just wanted to show y'all, how things, and she, did the camera like that and popped back and
Uh-huh.
she had teeth in and everything. So I want to do some of those. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? I
yeah.
want to do some start out being raggedy and close up on the microphone and come back and I'll be standing in something snazzy. You know what I'm saying? But this makeup thing is weird to me because it's so much makeup. It almost reminds me of drag makeup, because these
Yeah.
women these women are creating cheekbones and full lips and smaller noses and a smaller forehead, just by applying these layers and layers and layers
Yes.
and layers and layers of makeup.
I used to do Mary Kay a long time ago. But things have really graduated since then. I mean, it's gotten really deep, and I just don't have time for all that. Maybe for special occasions, but yeah, I don't have time for all
Well,
of
I've
that.
always been a fan of lipsticks. I am currently using MAC because I like the consistency of it. I like the way that it feels. I like the way that it lasts long. And while we're talking about this, if any of you are watching and you have makeup that you have not used in the last 2 years, it needs to go. You cannot, you can't hold on to
Look,
it. You
no,
know,
send
it,
it to Jay because Jay wants to make. He watches these videos all day and all night. So we did the slime, but he likes watching the videos of the slime that has makeup and stuff put in it, like the mixed media art
okay,
slime,
okay.
and so old eyeshadows and things like that. They dump it in and they like scrape it with the slime. It's really interesting. So yes, send your old makeup to Jay, but
And you
definitely
know
don't
what? I
face.
can't wait to do learning games and spend more time getting to know Jay. And
Oh yeah.
I still it still warms my heart when I think about him asking me, did I want to dance?
Yeah.
Because that was something that we had did, and he was calm about that.
Let me tell you, Jay is something special. Looking at his drawings, and then the day before yesterday, I was having a rough day, a rough morning, and Jay came downstairs, and the first thing he said to me was, "Don't give up." Just I don't know, he just said, "Don't give up," and I was like, "Thank you, Jay."
I'm
That
almost ready to cry on that because
yeah, he said, "Don't give up," and when I tell you I needed that. I held on to that and I was like, the babies know they feel stuff sometimes. And whenever I'm not feeling at my best, especially as a parent, it's one thing for me to let myself down, but when I feel like I'm letting my kids down by not, necessarily being the best that I can be, really that rips at me a different kind of way. And just see them stand up and, like roll with it and say it's okay. It's important. And I just knew that was God when he just said, "Don't give up." And I was like, "Okay, Jay, I got you. I feel
that's
you."
awesome. I can't. And then when you told me that Jay usually doesn't do well with meeting other people, and
Mhm.
how he just took to me, and
Yeah.
I believe, and he knows that I'm TT, but I
Yeah.
look so much like his grandmother that he's cool with that. But I
Yeah.
notice that sometimes if it gets loud in the house, whether, even if we're just laughing or all talking at the same time, you know, he starts to laugh to keep
Yeah.
us to
He
move
wants to be
the.
a part. He wants to be, when he hears conversation, he wants to be a part. Whenever we're in Imani's room and having like a girls' meeting, so to speak, and just talking about stuff up there, Jay will just kind of roll up real soft and quiet. He just wants to be a part, he's like, okay, I might not be able to say shit the way y'all want to hear it, but I'm in the conversation. I want to hear what's going on. He laughs, and he participates. It's time for him to. I mean, he's been riding a school bus, but I know he probably wants to get out and take a ride like over the weekend. But yeah, I'm thankful for what a lot of times. Well, I've spent time in my life saying, God, why this challenge? Like I got kids all across the spectrum from either autistic, one gay, one just every different type of situation that that you can have. But I'm grateful. I embrace it all. Um, sometimes I just wish I wish I had, and of course, nobody really has a manual for this, but I really don't have anything to really fall back on in terms of what it means to be a really good parent.
Okay.
Um,
Let me share something with you that a friend of mine told me years ago, and I didn't really trip off of it
mhm.
at the time. But do you remember, Shanice, back in the, well, yeah, you remember, because hell, we only 11 months apart. But you remember that it was uh every home had a set of encyclopedias.
Yes,
Do you
my
remember
grandma
that?
had them. Hmm.
Okay. For me, I'm sure. I remember taking a picture with my father and him holding my diploma and him smiling because that was such an accomplishment because he only had a sixth grade education.
Okay.
So, having me graduate from high school was a major accomplishment for
Hmm.
my father and my stepmother because my stepmother was from the age of, okay, let me stop saying stepmother and all of these things. Mom number two.
Say what's
But
comfortable
no,
for you. Don't let nobody get in your head.
this
Just
will be
whatever is, well, however you have to related.
okay.
And people, I will tell you, because people get on me, or even Carl sometimes been upset. Like when I indicate, when I say, sometimes I might say my bonus children, I might say my stepchildren. I'm not saying that to be demeaning or to say that I'm
Right.
not close to them, but they have a mother who is alive, who they care about. Now I don't know. I don't mean anything by it. I'm just being, I'm trying to be respectful to everybody. And if they call me their stepmother or their dad's wife, I can't be mad. Like it's got to just be about whatever. I'm not tripping off of what they call me because I know what I do and who I am to them. I don't have to have that external validation. It's whatever works for them. And so likewise for you, it should be whatever works for you.
Well, um, my, it. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you or not, but uh, my stepmother, after my father died, uh, her oldest daughter, Brenda, came down and uh, well, first of all, when my father passed, my mother didn't have a need for anything. The church that she belonged to, her friends, even the Catholics, they
Hmm.
brought my mother everything from chicken to toilet paper
Okay.
to make sure that she was taken care of, you
Hmm.
know? And she moved to Indianapolis with my older sister. And that was different too, because, my sister was like, I'm giving up my independence by bringing, my mom here or whatever.
Hmm.
But anyway, um, they, before she passed, um, I sat next to her bed. There was no one else in the room. And at this point, she was still, um, she couldn't speak or didn't speak, but she understood what was going on.
Hmm.
And I scooted my chair up real close to her and I said, I just want to tell you thank you for stepping in to raise a daughter when you had already raised your children. And
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to tell you that I love you and I thank you for that very much. And early on, when she was found to have uh, the different ailments that she had and taking the dialysis, she crashed one time.
Mm.
And uh, because of the type of woman that she was, I don't think she felt any fear
Mhm.
when she crashed. And she made the decision that she didn't want to take dialysis anymore. And when you're doing that 3 days a week and you decide that you're not going to take it any longer, your body will shut down.
Right.
And she fully knew what was going on. And when I tell you, she had the most peaceful look on her face,
Mm.
you know, because
Mhm.
she was okay with what was happening. I'm
Mhm.
okay with that. I know where I'm going. I'm good. Job
Mhm.
well done. And I think about that often because I'm glad that I got a chance to say that to her. There were things that I wish that I could have said to my father before he passed, but I wasn't there. I've been I've been I've been weak in a lot of ways in my life as far as talking bigger than what I've actually done.
Mhm.
Uh, just so I would seem like I would be normal. Because I realize now that I'm abnormal. There go my boyfriend. Hey, Ricey.
Mhm.
I do realize that I'm abnormal. And at some point in time, I believe that the most creative people really have those abnormalities as well.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people didn't understand that about me at first. A lot of people were like, you need to not be blonde, you need to not
Mm.
have such long fingernails, you need to not wear that, you need to do this, you need to do all of those things. And there were times that um I didn't speak up when I should have. And
Mhm.
I'm making efforts now to make sure that I address and say what I'm feeling. Uh, I am going to continue to think about it before I actually say it because my intention is not to hurt, but at the same time, I do have questions, in order for me to understand how my relationship with my mother will progress after, after this. Um, but for once in my life, it's about me now,
Yeah.
and me making sure that the people that I'm around are people that I actually want to be around. Because
Mm.
it can always be the other way around, that you're surrounded by people that are not nurturing.
Right.
Um, and and then too, I have an attitude also with those people that consider themselves to be a close friend of mine. And not one of them have reached out to ask me about the reunion with my birth mother.
Mm.
So you can't tell me you didn't know, because I know you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, those ones that reached out are the ones that I know are truly on my team, so to speak. And baby, I've been a cheerleader for so many people for so long. And I was cheering for them on the sidelines to get
Yeah.
back in the game. And when they got back in the game, I was hoping that they would at least say, thank you to my cheerleader for keeping me. Don't nobody thank you for that. You don't
Right.
you don't get thanks for that. Um,
It's true.
but that doesn't mean that you stop being who you are just because you're not being thanks for that. So now they call that setting boundaries because you know what you will or will not accept from a person.
Mhm.
And I'm in my mind now deciding what will I accept from my mother?
Right.
What will be unacceptable? At what point will I be able to say, "Eh, we ain't even gonna go there."
Right.
and I realize that we do need to get forward to make things better, but there's some past issues that really put a stain on everything, and that has to be addressed before we can go forward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it has to be addressed because I'm basically ready to take my pocket knife and cut out that part of the carpet
Yes.
that has the stain on it and toss it.
Look. Okay.
I have no problem walking on hardwood floors. I love hardwood floors.
Okay.
So a
Well.
lot of people don't know because of the lifestyle that our mother has. A lot of people probably don't know for real what the deal is. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that if more people knew what they were dealing with, that the outcome would probably be different for her.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's in a place where nobody can call her on her BS, and she can put it on as thick or as thin as needed.
Mm-hmm.
But and I got pissed because I almost fell for it too. Let me let me clean my mother's house,
Mm-hmm.
and I started picking up stuff, and I was like, man, I, I, I can't. I, I would start in the kitchen, but then I would, have to go to the bathroom. And then I get to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, this needs to be done, and for me, being in an apartment with two different bathrooms, I would make one bathroom a guest bathroom and the other
Right.
bathroom with
Wouldn't that
with
make
all of
sense?
my stuff.
Get your stuff like in both bathrooms. That's the thing, but I have to just kind of go be there, and I often, when I can, I opt not to stay there because my life is already hectic enough, and I have enough when I'm away and I'm taking the time to do that drive, I want to be able to be away, and I want where I am to be calm and be like, a breath of fresh air in the hotel room. I need that. I need that space because it's just, too much clutter and crazy. It'll have my mind too messed up. Yeah. I
I
know you were
understand.
gonna try it. You had really um high hopes. And who's to say one day you won't be able to tolerate a little bit more.
Niecy,
But
it's not a matter of having high hopes. I didn't really, because of things that I've dealt with in the past. I didn't put a whole lot into it. You know what I'm saying? But I
mhm.
was ready to give her the benefit of the doubt
Mhm.
because all of the conversations that we had, I was like, well, maybe she's not so bad. And then shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and that's a shame that I'm just that speechless.
Yeah. I mean, it's honest.
It's honest. Um, I still don't understand where it came from,
Mhm.
but I want to be able to see the signs
Mhm.
in the future so I can put an end to it before it gets to be that big boulder that's rolling down the hill.
Right.
And to give you a visual analogy for what I'm thinking of, let's go back to cartoons of Roadrunner and Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at the top of the mountain. By the way, when I was driving out here to Phoenix, I kept thinking I was gonna see a Roadrunner for real. And when I found out that they do some little bitty things, I was like, what the hell? Anyway, um, he would be at the top of the mountain, and he would have this big ball that he would push down, and it would roll down and hopefully run over the road runner, but it
Mm-hmm.
would come down, it would go across the highway, it would go back up the side of the mountain, and then
Yeah.
it would come back down right flat on him because he hadn't engineered it the way that it needed to be engineered so that it wouldn't fall back to him.
Right.
That's what I want to do. I want to make sure that I engineer it correctly so that I don't get another rock down on me.
Yeah.
And
That makes
it's not even a rock, it was a boulder, you know.
yeah.
I was when I was going to the store today. I told you when I pull off, and no matter which direction I go, I absolutely love these mountains. I
Yeah.
really do. I love these mountains. The heat is not as bad as I had thought it would be,
Right.
especially when you get to November and December and it's 80 degrees.
Oh
Okay.
yes. It's amazing.
But I really do feel as though my job has ended basically out here. I came out here to accomplish some things.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I did accomplish and some things I didn't. But at the same time, on to the next adventure.
On to the next adventure. Yep, we
Yep,
ready.
on to the next adventure. So
We
I
are.
am probably going to go ahead and um, color my hair because I see I got a lot of black coming in. I'm gonna go ahead on and get it up there nice and white. Maybe some waves, and
Oh,
I do need to get to Amazon and order those jumbo things so I can start to put my clothes in it and ship stuff off.
yeah.
Um, And then I was like, I don't want to ship nothing off until I'm ready to go. And I was like, well, you stupid,
No, you
because you can go ahead and
know.
girl, but that's because I don't want to send you what I might be getting ready to wear. Or
Yeah.
but I got stuff in the closet that I brought because I was gonna wear here and I ain't had it on the whole
You
time I've
ain't
been
worn
here.
it. Yeah. So you ain't. If you ain't worn it, you ain't finna wear it.
I found a black dress that I should have worn when we took our pictures, but that's okay because I want another photo shoot. I want another photo shoot.
Oh yeah, we gonna have another one.
Yeah, I
That's
want another photo shoot. I want to capture me.
okay.
Yeah, I,
And
I
when
want to capture
you
me.
get to do it.
I'm looking forward to it, Shanice. I mean, I don't know what will happen after this point, but it couldn't be all bad because at least we're family getting it done.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not gonna be bad at all. This is we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. I am
Like
sure of it.
like Jay say, it's okay. He say it's
Yeah,
okay.
he says okay for sure.
It's
So I
okay.
guess you gotta cook some wings, so you can go ahead and do that, and we're gonna hit back up by Sunday at least.
Okay. Okay.
Let me know how your cooking turns out.
Girl, I'm not finna cook nothing tonight. She went to because I didn't get any oil to put in the
Okay.
fryer to deep fry these wings. Girl, okay, so this is what I was doing at first. I was taking the frozen wingettes and putting them in the oil, and of course, the oil bubbles up because you got the
Yeah.
water and all that kind of stuff in there. And I would fry the chicken wings, they would be really nice and crispy, but because they were frozen, I didn't have any seasoning on them. So I got a package of the Good Seasons dry.
Yeah, the
Italian.
Italian. Uh-huh. What you did before. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And then I had some garlic and herb too.
Yeah.
And I put some oil on the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I put those in there. I massaged it into the chicken and I let it sit for about 30 minutes. And
Mm-hmm.
then I dropped them wings down in that fryer. And them wings was to die for. They was awesome.
Wow.
So while I was at Sam's, girl, I scooted to the chicken, to the area where the butcher was at. And he was picking up packages. And I was like, oh man, I wonder what he's picking up, And he was picking up packages and taking them and putting, the higher prices on them.
Mm.
I seen a pack of wings for $13 and I grabbed it. And I had
Yeah.
another pack that I grabbed for like $16
Okay.
because at the grocery store, a bag of 4-pound bag of wingettes at Fry's is $23.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
So we might have to be a chicken farmers.
Yeah. Look. Yes, for sure.
But
I'm
we'll see.
about to sit on rice. He just
We'll
won't move
see.
out of my chair.
That's because he likes what we give to him.
Hmm.
I know when I came in, I noticed Gigi was, waiting for me to pick her up because I haven't see, but Gigi funny though, because when I'm ready to pick her up and play with her and give her all the love, she backs away and
Yeah.
like I don't want it. And then when I'm not ready, there she is trying to, get me to lift my hand or in
Yeah.
the middle of my Candy Crush game, she want to be rubbed. Girl, I can't rub you and Candy Crush at the same time.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I
Yeah.
still play Candy Crush.
I
That is
I
one of
I do Candy Crush soda too because
me too.
I have to it's my anxiety and stuff, so it helps soothe my anxiety to do that. So
There's a spade game and Spider Solitaire that I do also that gives me a moment to just kind of you know
yeah,
step out of what's going on.
solitaire too. So yeah. Okay, well I'm gonna go on up. Here it is 12:57 in the
Oh,
a.m.
okay. Yeah. Go to
Um.
bed because here it's 9:57.
Oh,
So
okay.
I got a couple more hours. We had a really bad storm last night, and it knocked out cable and everything.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm hoping that if we can get something going tonight, where I can watch a movie or whatever.
Well, in
Because
my watching Billie Holiday, the Andra Day one, because she couldn't find the old one that you were talking about, but she watched the whole documentary first and she
okay,
finished that and then she was headed up to watch the movie. So I'm interested to hear what she thinks.
okay, and I've seen both of those. So and actually, from what I understand, Billie Holiday is related to uh, one of my friend's ex-husbands.
Oh wow. Interesting.
So yeah, girl, we
Small world.
between the two of us, well, I ain't even gonna say the two of us, between whatever it is that we're getting ready to get started, the connections that we'll make and the lives that I'm sure will change. Um, I'm sure people will benefit from what we have to share.
I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm looking forward to being in Atlanta. I've never lived in the South before, so I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I'm here for it, Shanice. Let's do it.
Let's
Let's do
do
it.
it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yes, I will holler at you tomorrow.
That'll work. Know that I love you, and I
Love
will talk with
you.
you later, honey.
Okay, bye bye.